interest in women's sports in 2024 is at an all-time high. More people watch the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship than the men's. For the first time in history, that's true. For the first time in history, the Olympic Games in Paris had a 50-50 gender split between athletes. And according to accounting firm Deloitte, annual revenue generated by elite women's sports is projected to surpass $1 billion US this year. Nice. Now, we could go on and on and on, but instead, I'm just going to say we could not be happier about this momentum, and we want to keep it going, so we are starting a brand new series today on the social to promote and celebrate women's sports.
Fantastic. And our first guest is two-time Olympian, 20-time national team member, and currently holds the record as the fastest female marathoner in the country. This weekend, I know. This weekend, she's going to toe the line at the Canadian Marathon Championships. Please welcome pro distance runner, Natasha Wodak.
Welcome to the show. Yeah. You have a big race this weekend. How are you feeling getting ready for this?
I do. I'm very excited to be here. Toronto's one of my favorite cities. It feels really good to be racing a marathon in Canada on home soil.
All right, well, you have your race this weekend, but talk to us. Take us back to the beginning. How did you even start running?
I have been running since I was a little girl. My dad took me for my first road race when I was maybe in grade 5. And I just continued running. After that, I played soccer and basketball. They always called me, the fast girl, and earned myself a scholarship to the University of Arkansas at Little Rock.
Nice.
Wasn't a huge fan of going to school there. I came home and ran at Simon Fraser University. I actually quit running for 3 years after that. And then I decided I had unfinished business, came back into the sport, and made my first national team actually when I was 28 years old.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You became known across the track world because of your specialty in the 10,000 meter distance. I don't know how many times that is around the track, but it is a lot. But something really, really special. How many?
25 laps.
25 times, okay. Something really special though happened in 2020 and it put you on the map as a Canadian marathoner. Can you tell the audience what happened in 2020?
Yeah, I mean, we all know COVID. Right? So everything was canceled. My goal had been to go to the Olympics in the 10,000 in 2020. And there was no races happening in Canada, but there was a race happening in Arizona in December of 2020, and it was a marathon. And I thought, why not give it a go? This is happening, I wanna give it a go. So I went and I ran the Olympic standard there. I ran 2:26.12, I think, which was the second fastest time in Canadian history. I surprised myself. I surprised a lot of people. And yeah, made the Olympic team. So it was well worth the 2-week quarantine I had to do when I got home.
That's awesome. Now, listen, most athletes can only dream of going to the Olympics, and you've been twice, right? The first time you went to Rio in 2016, that was for the 10,000 meter, which we now is 25 times around the track. And then again in Tokyo in 2021 for the marathon. Talk to us about that feeling when you're at the line about to start that race. What's going through your mind? How fast is your heart racing?
Oh, it's hard to explain because you feel like you're either going to throw up or burst into tears. And I was actually standing on the start line in Rio, and I said that to Dominique Scott, who was from South Africa. I said that exactly, and she said, "It's very emotional, isn't it?" Yeah. That's my South African accent. And it really was super emotional, very nerve-wracking. For my first one, I felt that way. But in Tokyo, my second time around, I felt much more in control. I was racing with 2 teammates who were my friends. They were on the start line with me, Melindy Elmore and Dana Peterowski, and it was just, I was much more relaxed, much more confident, like just a different runner being there. But one thing you always feel is just grateful to be there. It is a huge privilege to be competing at the Olympics and representing our great country of Canada.
Yeah, amazing. Let's stick with the Olympics, because even though you held the national record in the marathon, you still had to actually qualify for the Paris Olympics. So how did that whole thing play out?
Yeah, a little bit heartbreaking that unfortunately I didn't make the team for Paris. I ran 2:23.12 in September, and the window for Olympic qualification opened 6 weeks after that. And the standard was 2:26.50, and I ran 2:23.12. So, most people would think, oh, in the next 18 months, no problem, she can go out and run that standard. She's done it before. And I didn't. The marathon is a beast. Things didn't line up for me. I ran a really hot race. I got sick, I couldn't run. I strained my hamstring. There was just a number of unfortunate things that happened. And so I didn't get to go to Paris. And it makes me feel that much more grateful for the Olympics that I did go to, because here I was, the best athlete I've ever been, and I didn't get to go. So there is a lot of luck and timing and all these things involved, but everything happens for a reason, and if I'd gone to Paris, I wouldn't be competing this weekend, so I'm very excited to be here.
Great.
Silver lining. All right, so you've been competing at the top for a very long time. What do you attribute your longevity to?
Yeah, I'm 42, and I have been...
Yes, girl. Yes, girl.
So, number one is having the right people in your corner, having incredibly supportive friends and family and partners, coaches that know how to coach you properly, and being healthy and fueling myself properly. In this sport, there is a lot of RED-S, relative energy deficient syndrome, eating disorders, things like that. I am fortunate that I have been healthy. I've had the right people in my corner keeping me healthy, and that's why I've had this longevity. Why I'm here 25 years into my career is I have stayed healthy. So to young women watching, just remember, fuel yourselves, eat properly, and you can have a long career.
That's fantastic. All right. Yeah. So you obviously spend a lot of time training, and you're also a coach, but what do you like to do outside of running?
Wine tasting. I love a nice glass. Hey, I love...
Cue the photo.
I love to just relax. I volunteer at a cat shelter back home. Actually, every Friday, I'm missing that today. So I love hanging out with the kitties, but really just chilling. Oh, my boys.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
That's
well,
fantastic.
Natasha, we want to say good luck this weekend. Good luck. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
so
me.
much.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.